My name's Ayub and I work as a video producer in Ankara. Let me now show you what a day in my life looks like. So right now I'm on my way to the classes. It's kind of hot right now, but Ankara can be pretty cold, especially the winter. Like the temperatures goes like, some say -20 or something sometimes. Some people also say that Ankara is a boring city, which I can reaffirm, especially if compared to cities like Istanbul, because it's just full of buildings. Also, as a video producer, I would highly recommend Istanbul and Izmir over Ankara because those cities have a lot more, much bigger variety of opportunities, you know what I mean? Anyways, gotta head back to class. So I work part-time with my studies as a freelancer and occasionally on contracts, and for now I think this kind of work suits me the best. So welcome to my home office setup, or dorm office setup perhaps. So here I have my laptop, and then over here I have my microphone if I need for voiceovers or anything like that. And then here I have made like these calendars, checklists, sticky notes. So for today, let's see, I have to like edit a logo, some reels, coffee shop edit, and like these are like my personal vlogs and stuff like that. So till lunch I edit some stuff here. Most of the work I do till lunch is like methodical, and the reason for that is I feel like I'm not creative enough during the day, and during the night I feel more creative, so that's when I do the creative work. For example, I'm doing like this logo edit here. Not like a very complex edit, it's just like step 1, step 2, like this, you know, it doesn't require much creativity. So after some work, I usually take a break. It's time for my tea break because I feel like I'm really in flow when I'm drinking tea. So I came to Turkey last year when my university started. I originally come from Punjab in Pakistan. I started working here pretty early because it was always my dream to establish myself as a video producer alongside my studies. In the start, I had to work for free and then got a little bit of like paid gigs on the side. And also in the start, you have to be a little less egoistic, you know? You should not say no to everything unless like the client is like really, you feel like the client is exploiting you. You should not say no to opportunities. You should take as many opportunities as you can because most of the time they're going to lead to something better. So Every time you have an opportunity to pick up the camera or to edit a video, you shouldn't say no, especially if it's a well-paid gig and it is something that may lead you to further opportunities, you know? And then life here as a 20-year-old who was living abroad for the first time, I'd say it wasn't that hard. Like, you just have to use your common sense, you just have to like plan and organize yourself strategically. Regarding work, I found most of my clients through Instagram or through like word of mouth. Right now, I've been in the field for almost a year now because I started working as soon as I came here. So I'd say it's going well and I have even bigger plans for the future. Also, when I first came here, I was pretty skeptical if I would be able to work as a video producer in Turkey. But now if you ask me like, can foreigners work in Turkey, especially as a video producer, I'd say definitely. However, you should know that there is a huge language barrier in Turkey. And even though you can get work without knowing Turkish, you will get countless more opportunities if you put in some work, put in some effort, put in some time and learn the Turkish language. It's not that hard, you can take part-time courses and a lot of them aren't that expensive. But if you really want to thrive, I'd highly recommend that you learn the Turkish language. As for the current job trend in Turkey, I'd say right now there is a huge opportunity, especially for video producers and content creators. The reason for this is even though Turkey is rapidly moving to digital media and is already familiar with it, it is still relatively new to this field if you compare it with Europe. So that leaves like a huge gap of small businesses, hotels, restaurants and startups that need content for social media, for advertisements like promo videos and stuff like that. So I would say that right now there is definitely like a huge opportunity for video producers. And if you know Turkish, the opportunities will increase like by tenfold. Because, see, you need to be good at what you do and businesses need quality work. If you give them that quality work, it doesn't really matter if you're Turkish or a foreigner. And about the work culture, I'd say that as an expat, I've worked with both expats and Turkish clients. I've had my fair share of rough experiences in the start, but I'd say that can happen anywhere in the world. It doesn't really depend on the country, especially if you're starting out. Over time, I've seen that most of the people I've worked with were really polite, really hospitable and helpful. And especially with the language barrier, I've seen that Turkish clients are always willing to like put in the effort, work, the time to make you really understand what they mean. Alright, so it's almost 1 p.m. and right now we should be heading for lunch. So let me show you what I got today. So here we have like chicken and fries, and then bread, which is free, and then rice, and then this is, in Turkey we call it çorba, it's like soup. So the cost of living in Turkey is relatively cheap, especially compared to other European countries. As a student, living costs are around $150 to $200 a month. Apartments can start from $100 and can go up to like $300 depending on the area you choose to live in, the kind of building you choose to live in, and whether you decide to share it or not. Still, I'd say it's pretty affordable. However, there is one more thing to keep in mind, like the Turkish economy is not really stable these days, so the prices may go up due to inflation. So now I will go back to my dorm and continue the work. Actually, I have a couple questions that you guys asked about living and working in Turkey, and maybe I can take some time to answer those first.
Let's head over there perhaps.
This is the stadium, by the way. This is all where like the graduation, open air concerts, everything happens over here. Anyways, so before we go back to the dorm, I have a couple questions that you guys asked. So the first question is, how much does it cost to live in Turkey? And as I mentioned before, like 150 to 200 for your living costs and around 200 for your accommodation. But of course, depending on your lifestyle, it can increase or even decrease. But this is what your average could look like living in a big city like Ankara, for example. Secondly, what's the minimum wage in Turkey? I think they recently changed it. Right now it's like 5,500, but I don't know. It keeps changing. I think this is the second time this year it was bumped up from 4,000 something. So it's probably going to change again because of the economic situation and inflation. So it's unpredictable. And then lastly, like, are there any strange work regulations in Turkey? I don't know, because I haven't worked a full-time job yet, but when I do, I will definitely chip you guys in. So that's it for the Q&A. Let's head back to the dorm now and resume our work. Alright, so I'm back in my room, but I think I need to take a shower right now, and then we'll get back to work. Alright, so we got a shower. I'm gonna have some more of tea, and yeah, this is it. Now I'll be working late into the night, like 12 or something, and maybe at 8 or 9 I will have a break. I'll take a break for dinner. And yeah, this is what a day in the life of a video producer in Turkey is like. I hope you learned something from this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, share it with anyone who might be interested in working here. And yeah, my name's Ayub, and this is my story.